Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Cassie. I am the Evil Secret Ninja and I talk about books and review books on my channel. And today I am going to review Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm a big fan of Brandon Sanderson. I read most of his books. In fact, this is probably the last series of his that I haven't at least read a few books from. Obviously, he's always writing more books, so it's not like I'll ever run out of Brandon Sanderson things to write. But I think, other than Skyward, I know there's 3 books now. I've only read the first one. I will pick up the others. Other than this, I think I'm almost caught up with all of his books. I still need to read the Arcanum Unbound, which has a lot of the short stories in it. And I haven't read all of the novellas of his because there's like a million of them. Now I've read a couple of young adult science fiction, and I find that when I compare like the young adult science fiction to the young adult fantasy genre, I tend to like it just a little bit more. It's not as much hit or miss for me. I find that the young adult fantasy I almost like as much as I don't like. So it's kind of like almost a 50-50 split. And with the young adult science fiction, it's been closer to like about 75%. 75 to 80% of it I have really liked. And so I was, when I started reading this, I was like, well, you know, it's fine. It follows a girl, Spencer, who wants to be a pilot more than anything in the world because she wants to fly. In her society, the humans are under attack. So they left Earth and they've gone to search the stars, and they are being chased by Krell, which are aliens who seem to be out to wipe out humanity. So they're living on this kind of alien planet that's not Earth, and they've been there for a while, so they're doing okay, and they're figuring out how the world works, and there's all sorts of odd plant life and everything there, but you know, they're doing okay. If the Krell would just stop attacking them. Spencer wants to be a pilot so that she can be the protector and be the hero and kill the Krell and save the people. And that is her dream. So there is a flaw in her plan in that her father was a pilot. Her father ran away from a fight, supposedly, and was labeled a coward. And because of that, her dream of becoming a pilot might not happen. In fact, it's highly likely that it won't happen. Now, she has managed to get into flight school, and she had a teacher that knew her father and wanted to give her a chance. But he says, even though I can let you into flight school and I can teach you how to fly, the person in charge will never let you fly because your father has been labeled a coward. That is certainly a big theme in the book, like what makes someone a coward, and the labels that people put on each other, and kind of overcoming those labels. And Spencer has this kind of like very black and white thinking at the beginning, like this is a coward and this isn't a coward, and finds out maybe her father wasn't a coward, and has to uncover like, well, what really happened then if what everyone has told me isn't true. And of course the mystery continues, and because it's Brandon Sanderson, and we know how he writes, there can't ever just be one single little twist. There has to be several. That's why we love reading his books. So I have to admit, like, when I first started reading it, I was like, okay, that's fine. There wasn't anything that I was like, oh, this is absolutely spectacular. It was just basically pretty good. And I felt that way through most of the book. And then as things started to unravel and mystery started to unfold, I was like, wait a minute, like that doesn't sound right. That can't be right. So of course then I get very intrigued because some of the twists in there, I was like, that's not what I was expecting. And then I know, like, hey, there has to be more to this. This cannot be. There's more to this. I have to find out what's underneath this. I would have figured it to go a certain way and to be a certain way, and it completely wasn't. So by the end of the book, I was so invested in it, I just wanted to pick up the next one. It's like, I have to know what happens next. You can't like drop a bomb on me like that and completely blow away my expectations and make me know like, hey, there are some authors I can figure out what's going to happen next. And I won't say like that Brandon Sanderson's completely opaque in the way that he does things, because you can pick up on things. There are definitely things in his other novels that I've picked up on or figured out a little bit early. So it's not like everything is ever a surprise, but he twists things in enough ways that I'm able to see like, oh, this is not exactly how I expected it to go. And so by the end, I was definitely ready to read the next one. But of course, I have other stuff to read, so I'll get to that eventually. Hopefully soon. Hopefully next year. I do have the second book. I do not have the third one. And I have not read any of the novellas. But I think the novellas come between 2 and 3. And I think the novellas are going to be released like all together. I guess this is all like, how soon do I need to finish the series? Another thing that I really liked about this, even though it was YA, is that there was not any romance. I mean, at the end, there was kind of a hint that something might happen between two characters, but it didn't even, there was no romance. And it was kind of like, this is a breath of fresh air for YA, because YA almost universally has a romance, and often it just drives me crazy. You know, I don't mind relationships in books and building relationships in books, but sometimes I think that the YA genre goes way overboard. And so I was happy that there was no relationship. And I have heard that there is one that develops later, and I have an idea of like who those characters are going to be. And that's fine, as long as it doesn't become overwhelming. I will say that I have not found Brandon Sanderson to be that way. He seems to have a good mix. Like, yes, we need to have character development. We have romances develop, because that's what happens in life. In life, romances develop. And so they're obviously going to be part of his books. So I guess as I continue the series, I will see how annoying or not annoyed I am with the romances that develop. I guess there was a couple other little romances that they were setting up for. Nothing really happened with them, but there was some setup, so more than likely in the next book there will be a little bit more development with that, which, that's fine. I highly recommend picking up Skyward, just like any of Brandon Sanderson's other works. They're really great, and it was also really great and kept me intrigued up to the end. So I'm glad I picked it up. I definitely feel like I was holding off picking it up for a while. Don't know why. I really don't have a good reason for that. I guess it was more, I just didn't know if I would like it or not. So, alright, so that's my review. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.